Just peeping the changes, they had to go, I'm making arrangements. Don't feel a love, don't want no entanglements. Now I got boundaries, that can't sustain me, I got them brainless. Like what she gon' do? Karma that paid, I'm feeling brand new. Been had the power, but couldn't see it through. They better tame it, cause she on the loose right now.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Talks with Two. It's your host, Two, and we back again with another episode, man. We on season 2. We jumping it off crazy, man. I'm excited for y'all to be able to see these episodes that I got for this season, man. But today I got a special guest, Bre'Shay, on the platform. How you doing today?
Doing great.
That's good. That's good. So before we dive into the questions, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am Selena Bre'Shay. Yeah, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm based in Nashville. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm coming up, and yeah, I'm just out here doing my thing and learning how to break out of my shell.
Okay. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Birmingham, specifically the Bessemer area. So, yeah, I'm from Bessemer.
Okay. And so how would you describe yourself in 3 words, both as an artist and a person?
Oh man, the way I would describe myself in 3 words, I would definitely say introverted, yet spontaneous.
Okay.
And funny.
Okay.
And I'm comfortable.
So when did you start doing music?
I started doing music when I was a kid. My dad was always in the studio. He was producing. So like I would just sit on the stairs and like watch him do his thing. And I always noticed my mom can sing. So both of my parents were very musically gifted. And so from there, I wanted to sing and I just started writing. That's really why I started in writing specifically. So, because I was very quiet, very introverted. So I just mainly did writing first.
Okay. So what exactly did your parents do in music? Like were they in industry, singing, producing, or?
My mom didn't really do much in the industry. She just had a beautiful voice. And I knew she had a nick for writing as well because me and my little sister, we both can write, but we have different dads. So I was like, it came from my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my dad's, he didn't do a whole lot that I know of. It was a lot in the 90s, so I was a kid. He spent some time in Atlanta. He was producing a lot there, so I'm not really sure of a lot of the things that happened. I heard some stories about why he stopped, but yeah.
Okay. So at what age did you say you started doing music?
I would say definitely around, what age are you in, like 6th grade? I remember that's why I wrote my first song.
Probably like 12.
Yeah, 12, 11, 12. Yeah, I wrote my first song. It was terrible, but...
Why you think it was terrible for? Well, terrible now, but it might have been something back then.
It was like corny. It was kind of a love song.
Okay. So you R&B or everywhere?
I would definitely say everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's like my musical taste. I listen to so much different genres, different like countries and islands and things like that, and languages. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your childhood. What was your childhood like?
My childhood, it's kind of interesting. I grew up with a big family, but yet alone. Like, I am 4 of, like, 6 kids. Even though we were all in the home, I was kind of, like, isolated a lot. It was kind of like, I was kind of treated indifferently. And my siblings did it, but they thought it was normal only because, like, my parents did it. So they thought that it was normal. Then they got older, realized, hey, this isn't right, and they started to treat me better as adults. But coming up, it was like I grew up alone around a lot of people.
Okay. And when you say like indifferently, how can you describe the way that you were treated versus how your siblings was treated, I guess?
Yeah, I would definitely say, I know we all probably heard everybody doesn't experience the same parent the same way. Like,
right.
Everybody's experience is different. And I can't really speak for their experiences, but for me, it was more of like, I felt like I represented like bad times and trauma, and for them, things they didn't want to deal with. I felt like I brought those things to the surface. Just like some children, they bring out things inside of parents that they don't want to deal with. And
right. So you feel like you was that child that was having them face, the shadow parts of themselves that they obviously didn't want to face.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a job, honestly. That's a job.
Yeah.
So, how did you navigate life during that time in your childhood, understanding like, okay, they're treating me different, but what can I do? Like, so how did you navigate that growing up?
Well, how I navigated it personally, I just stayed. I dimmed myself down. I shrunk myself. I stayed quiet. I didn't speak. It even spilled out in school where I didn't speak, like to people. I didn't get bullied in school, luckily, but I just didn't talk to anyone. I just felt like no one wanted to hear what I had to say. If I speak, someone's going to scream. Something's going to get thrown at me. I'm like, I got to shut the hell up. Like, I can't say nothing.
Right.
And I just was scared of humans, literally.
Right. Dang. See, that's how a lot of kids grow. So you basically felt that you were silenced. Like you felt like you got silenced. So at this time, like, were you in therapy or anything?
Oh no, Alabama, Birmingham's hard to find therapy, and then back then, and like we coming up, like therapy wasn't a thing. Like that was a
Right.
luxury, So like I didn't get to get therapy until I moved out of Alabama and I went to Chicago when I was like 18 years old.
Right.
Like 18, 19. That's when I got my first therapy session.
Right. Okay. So let's like take us through the journey of leaving Alabama and then, going to Chicago. How was that?
I have to say it was manifestation, like straight up manifestation. Because I grew up in the projects in Roosevelt. Like, I'm sitting on this concrete porch, like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get from here to wherever else out in the world, but I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I barely got out of high school, didn't have no job, didn't have no money. I couldn't even think about music because, like, I had so much other things going on the side, but, like,
Right.
It was just, the way I got there was just asking for help, just calling out, like, hey, like, talk to family members that were distant, who were not aware of the things going on. Like, hey, like, it's okay if I come out here, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to do this. Like,
Right.
just promise them to better myself. And she was like, you can come out here. My aunt was nice enough to let me stay. And
Right.
she was like, you come on out here. She was like, you don't have to do all of that. Just figure out what you want to do in life. Do your thing.
Right.
And I came out there, and I went, and like literally the first week I got there, I got me a job. I went straight downtown to the Loop and got me a job at as a barista at a restaurant. And I was just like, okay, now I got to go to school. She was like, you can chill, baby. You here. You good.
Yeah.
Just relax. And she noticed that, like, I wasn't okay. And that's how I ended up in therapy, because she was like, you can't remember to take out the trash. You're going to therapy. I'm like, how do I need therapy
Right.
for forgetting the trash? But little did I know it was an avalanche of, like, emotions and issues inside I didn't even know that I was dealing with. I'm like, dang, I'm really out here tweaking, like, on a regular. Like, it's cool. Like, it's not. Like,
Right.
It's crazy. Like,
Man, dang. But that's good you left. You ended up getting on your stuff, and the fact that you had a supportive family member that was open arms and took you in and allowed you that space to get your stuff together without putting the pressure on you. So at this point, was this when you was 18? Like around 18 at this point?
yeah, I was like 18, 19. I just turned 19. Yeah.
Okay. And how was it after leaving home? So what was that like? Like leaving siblings, parents, like how did those relationships transpire during that time? Like,
I would definitely say with my siblings, it was, they were more figuring out their own lives, doing their own things. So it wasn't a lot of communication with them, because we were just like, we don't have no idea what we're supposed to be doing in our world, in this world, and we were just trying to do that. And for me, I was in a long-distance relationship. So navigating the relationships was different. Just being out there was completely different. Like, I'm meeting the people, of course, Chicago. Like, that's a valid reason to be scared now.
Yeah, it definitely.
But but I met a lot of good people, surprisingly. I went to Harold Washington off, I think it's Lake Street or whatever, and I went there and I met a lot of people, and I realized, like, hey, not everybody is going to hurt you.
Right.
That's when it really clicked. Like, hey, not everybody's going to hurt you. Even my aunt would affirmate me, like, I'm not going to hurt you. You're safe. I didn't realize how, like, I was growing up in survival. I was living in survival mode, like, watching my back, feeling like someone's going to attack me, like, just something. And it's like, I had to be affirmated, like, hey, you're good.
Right. So was that your mother's sister?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So when she learned, what you were going through at home? Like, what was her response?
She was shocked. She did not expect that. She didn't know. She, like, you know how back then parents were really good at covering up what they were doing, and they're like, "Oh, you did something wrong. You probably deserve it."
Tell me about it.
I know, and it's like she was just shocked. Like, why? Even my dad didn't even know. Like, a lot of people did not know. I was very quiet about the stuff that would happen, and honestly, unfortunately, getting gaslit and like, I didn't do that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yo, I remember this. Like, I have the scar to show you. What do you mean? Like,
Oh, so was it like physical abuse?
it was like
Physical, mental, like the
the whole shebang, all of it.
Wow. Wow. And she didn't take no accountability?
At some point, it's kind of funny because when me being so, like, like I said, I was in a long-term relationship. And
Like at the time while this were happening?
yeah, it was my boyfriend from when I was 16. And I went to Chicago. He wasn't too thrilled about it. And we argued every single day.
Oh, so it became toxic.
Yeah. And my aunt was like, out of all this stuff we've been through, I'm tired of you arguing with this boy. Get out my house. She literally told me, like, if you're going to stay with him and continue to argue every single time, you got to leave. Like, I love you, but you got to go. And I'm just like, this bad? This is not normal because, I'm so used to, like, terrible things. I'm like, I didn't realize that me arguing with this dude every single day was a problem.
Right.
And then until I was on the flight back to Alabama, and I was so sad. And then, like, it was just weird because, oh, my God, the way ended up with my mom and ended up living with my dad, that transition was insane. Like,
so, okay. All right. Well, let's go back for a second. So you were in this long-distance relationship, and when you moved to Chicago, it got toxic to the point where your auntie is like, it's either him or this.
Yeah, because I was disturbing her peace. Like, back then, I was like, that's so mean. But it's like, you're disturbing someone else's peace. Now that I'm grown and really understand, like, you're disturbing someone else's peace.
So so the things that you and the boyfriend was going through, you felt like it was normal? Or you knew it was toxic, or?
I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but when you're adjusted to, like, toxic behaviors and toxic things, like, all of your life,
right,
it's kind of hard to point out unless it's, like, something obvious. Like, if you're getting punched in the face, you can feel that. You're bleeding. But, like, mentally, it's like you've already experienced so much mentally, you can't even really understand that you're doing, like, this is toxic. Like, you're so far gone. I know it sounds crazy now that I look back, but it's like, it very well is. It sounds and it is, but.
And at that point, what was your decision? Like, did you stay with the guy, or you left him and continued on with your life? So I'm getting all up in the business. I am.
You good? It's just like, oh, you gonna kick me in the shin when you hear what I did. But, like, oh man. So we did split temporarily.
Oh, so y'all split temporarily, but when you say temporarily, y'all got back together?
Yeah, like, when I came home, I was like, hey, man, you freaking suck. Like, I'm back here in Alabama. I was trying to get my stuff together. I was telling you how to.
So y'all didn't split up at that time for you to stay, or it was your choice you left the auntie house and then went back home?
She told me, like, hey, you got to go. Like, we talked about it like a month, like 2 weeks ago. You kept arguing with him. That means you chose this. Now you got to leave.
Oh, so we got to that point where it's just it's not even a choice no more.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now you back home, and then how was it from there?
Well, from there, it was just like, we ended up splitting then because I'm like, hey, I let you ruin my opportunities to better my life. And now I got to start all the way over. And from there, I was living with my mom again. And literally like 2 or 3 months later, she was like, hey, I want to come to you and I wanted to apologize for everything that I went through. And that's why I put you through. She took ownership eventually.
Right.
I was older, but I feel like it's only because, like, my aunt called her out and the family was like, put you on the spot. Like,
yeah, so now they feeling guilty. Now it's.
Yeah.
So it was kind of maybe a halfway apology, like, hey, people on my ass, so I feel like I got to say something. But what if your auntie didn't call her out? She would have apologized?
The world may never know. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe
So-
her conscience. Like, I really feel like it was maybe her conscience got to her. But I mean, I can only speculate.
Right. So, at this point, what was the boyfriend's response to you coming home and you telling him, you let him take away the opportunity? What was his process behind that? Like, what did he say?
He was just like, when I told him I have to come home, the first thing he said, he just lit up. He was like happy, and I'm like,
Oh, wow. I thought he was going to at least have some type of...
no, it wasn't that. Because at the end of the day, I do look back and it's like, you let him ruin this shit. Like, it's your fault.
Right.
You should have hung up the phone. You should have not gave into and entertained that conversation. But, like, he was really happy. And I was like, why are you happy I'm back? Like, we could have been together in Chicago catching trains, eating deep dish pizza. Now we eating 10-piece, we drinking Kiki Poos from the wing place, the wing joint. Like, what? This is crazy. Like, it was just upsetting.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. So, how old were you at this point, like when you moved back home?
I was 19, so I was there for I was 19. It was 9 months.
Okay.
In Chicago.
Okay, and so what were the next steps at that point?
From there, that's when it got kind of weird. I just didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, okay, if you don't know what else to do, go get some money. Go get a job.
Right.
And that's the first thing I did. Got a job at Starbucks, saved up some money, got my first car. And then, like, while I was in the middle of saving up, man, this just gets weird. My sister, like, so apparently, I came home one day, and they were like, I see boxes and stuff. I'm like, what y'all doing? Y'all reventing? And my sister like, you tripping because the man's got you gone. I'm like, what? They moving. You didn't know they was moving? I'm like, moving where? She was like, to Chicago with my other aunt in her house. I'm like, are you serious?
Wait, this the same aunt?
No, the other one, another aunt.
So your aunts, it's 2 aunts that's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow. So who was moving? Your parents or like everybody?
My mom and my 2 younger siblings. So I'm number 4, and there's 2 other siblings behind me. They were still kids. Apparently, she was moving to Chicago and didn't tell me nothing. After I came to, I know, right? I'm looking like, what the hell? Where am I finna go? If I got put up, where I'm gonna go? And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. And I called my dad. My dad's like, you good? You gonna come live with me? And I'm like, and my mom's like, I was like, Mom, is this true? But I'm like, scroll, I just heard, is it true? She was like,
And she didn't tell you?
no. I came home from a shift from Starbucks.
Wow.
And boxes are everywhere.
Wow.
And I'm like, why didn't you tell me you were moving again? Like,
what was her reason?
She was just like, it's time for a new change. It's time for something new. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but what about me? Like, I don't know to this day. And when she moved there, I didn't have contact with my siblings for like a few years.
What?
Because she didn't pick up the phone. I had the same phone number since, 2014?
And she didn't pick up the phone. So you couldn't even talk to your siblings?
For a long period of time until they got older and they started asking, like, hey, I want to connect with my siblings. And that's when they, like, 15, 16, that's when, yeah. So for a good, 5 or 6, 7 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I ain't even going off of the questions that I done got. Like, we done got deep into the story. Now I got my own questions coming up in my head because now we in it. So, okay, your family, they had moved. You went to go live with your dad.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it was peaceful. He wasn't crazy. It was just peaceful. He was just like, take your time, relax. But then, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of like in those shows where, people have to go through, be like a super villain, and then they're like, oh, we can finally rest. And then there's another one. Mm-hmm. There was father trauma, and that's when I'm like, oh, my fucking God, there's more. And I'm like, I just realized, hey, now that I'm not in survival mode and literally worried about my physical life, I realized how you were absent. You just let this stuff happen, and you didn't pick up the phone. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Now I realize that there's a lot of neglect, and and I'm just like, now I'm feeling a lot of emotions, and I decided, hey, I was like, at this point, I'm 20, get ready to turn 21. Mm-hmm. I sit him down, and I'm like, hey, when I was younger, you wasn't really there for much of us at all. And he was like, look, I thought you was finna sit me down for something important. I'm finna leave. He just got up and left at the table, and I'm just like,
Wow.
How did y'all create all these kids and not give a
So
diggity
all
damn
y'all got
about
the same
nothing?
dad? All y'all got the same mom and dad?
Us older four have the same siblings. The younger two have two different dads. So it's,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow. So that's crazy. So how old were you at this time? So this when you was still 19, right? Or you was 20 by then?
I was like 20, going into 21. Yeah.
Okay, so this was a couple years. And then you said you wasn't even in contact with your siblings during this time.
Yeah, not really. Like my brother was in like the military, so getting in contact with him, I wasn't really sure when. But like my siblings, they were just like doing their thing. That's when they started to come into contact. When I moved in with my dad, I think that's when they started to like check on me and stuff. Like, hey, like I noticed, you ain't doing
Right.
well. And that's when I feel like when they finally got their own grounding and traction in life, that's when they came back
Right.
to support me because you can't help nobody, you can't help yourself.
Right.
So their biggest thing was helping themselves. So essentially, while they were gone, they were helping themselves help me.
Right.
So they came back for me. They ain't leave me.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad that's straight. So, how did you get to Tennessee?
I was living with my dad. I was just like, hey, serving jobs and all this stuff ain't gonna cut it. So I just started looking for like a career field, and I found a specific one, and I applied to a hospital here. And I was just like, I gotta get out of Alabama. Like there was no jobs anyway. I went through a program in Alabama, and like everybody was applying to the same job.
Wow.
And nobody was getting a call back, so I'm like, screw it. I'm going somewhere else. I started applying to crazy places like Canada. Like, I was just doing, I'm like,
Just doing stuff.
doing stuff. Just trying to get up out of here.
So, you said you applied at a hospital here?
Yeah.
And what job was that?
It was still processing, working with the instruments after surgery.
Oh, okay. So, at this point, you're in Tennessee, so you're living on your own now? Like, own place, yeah, all that kind of stuff? Or, oh, snap.
Like I said, that's what it said, you're going to kick me in the shin. That's where it's like, so before I came back.
This about dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude went to California. Dude came back to California.
Yeah, we just got to say dude.
And I got pregnant by dude.
Okay, you just came out the gate. I'm thinking we finna get the whole storyline. Okay. So you got pregnant. Okay.
And I was pregnant and then when I moved to Tennessee. I didn't tell my employers because I felt like they was gonna give me the job. So I waited till they was like, girl, you been eating well? I'm like, oh no, I'm pregnant. And they just looked at me like,
wow.
My manager just gave me that look on her face like I could punch you. Because they obviously wouldn't have hired me because obviously I got to take time off and all that. But I was like, got your ass.
So they didn't fire you?
No.
Okay, good. I was over here beating. I'm like, please don't say you got fired. You just made it down here, man. Like, okay, so this point you working a job and you're pregnant. So what's next?
Well, from there, that's when I realized, like, I had my daughter, and I took that time off. Obviously, you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, man, like, this is a whole life in my arm right now. Like, all that stuff you've been through, you can't put her through that. Like, you know better. You know what it did to you.
Right.
Like, you got to take care of her. And I felt like me having her really showed me, like, you ain't never been loved properly, like, at all. You don't know what you truly need.
Right.
And I just really realized how I was completely like, how can I describe this? Just falling short to be a mother.
Right.
And from there, I was just kind of like, okay, I got to figure something out. And I mean, more than financially, like how to show up for this girl. I started literally Googling like how to bond with a baby, like how to spend time with a child. Because I mean, I didn't have that stuff and I didn't even witness it nowhere else.
Right.
So like, when you choose to be a parent, you're choosing that responsibility. And it doesn't matter what happened back then. Like, you got to do what you got to do right now for this child. Like, you don't get to, like, oh, I didn't know. No, you should have known. You should have figured it out. It really holds you accountable for a lot of things, even within myself. So like that's why I say within myself, like she really taught me to be more of myself, how I wanted to be. I always wanted to be like girly girl and do all these other things, and I never really got to do that. Like,
Right.
and she just be who she is. Like I really, it's like watching her grow up. It's like you are who you are when you're a kid. It's just the world batters you so bad, and you become something completely different, far away from who you really want to be inside. And I realized that, and that's why I do all I can to try to protect my daughter, but also not just protect her, but learn how to teach her how to protect herself. She's only like 7, so we're working. But
Right. Okay. Okay. And how did your relationship evolve with the father?
I was hopeful. I didn't want to give up, but I realized that the story, just the same stuff
You
kept
got
happening. Repetitive.
pattern.
And I found myself in a situation where I feel kind of like stuck.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I can say.
Okay. Okay. So, wow, like this is crazy. All right. So, at what age was your daughter when y'all two separated?
Well, she was about 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I mean that repetitiveness of we were separated and come back together.
Right.
But it was definitely at 5. And from there, I've just kind of just fall back. Like you've just been through one roller coaster of life, and you should just enjoy the silence. Like my life is silent, peaceful and silent. Like what happened to me don't haunt me. Like I can talk about it without crying and feeling emotional. Because like I'm not gonna lie, you caught me 5-6 years ago. I've been blowing snot bubbles over here, like crying, couldn't stop. But like I'm at peace.
Right. That's how you know you at peace, because you can talk about it. For sure, for sure. So, are you still at the hospital, the job?
Oh no.
So that was like a while back.
Yeah, it was like 2017. Oh my God. From there, I just
Yeah. So how was life from there? You know, you raising a child and, still trying to learn how to figure yourself out while making sure that she doesn't go through the same things that you go through. So how has that been?
it's been a roller coaster. One roller coaster. I felt like what I went through really brought my family together. Like everybody knowing what's going on, we kind of created like a union. And then like my dad remarried. He had got a wife, and she was amazing. Oh my God, she made life so much better. Like during that time I was on and off with him, I ended up moving back in with my dad, but it was a lot easier because she was there and she was more considerate than he was. And and his parents also too, her dad's parents is really great. They are good supportive people. So I was able to travel a lot. So I took on travel opportunities. So I went around the nation on 13-week assignments for a period of time. So I was able to do that. And I really discovered myself a lot, and the choices I've made and the things I've done and the people I met over the years.
And what's one thing that you figured out about yourself during this time?
I found out a lot of things. I don't know where to start.
I might can say we can bump it to 3. What's 3 things?
Okay. Well, I could definitely say that I realized that I had like attachment issues to like, and it showed because I was like attaching, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to leave here, but it's like this place was never going to be your home, and you knew that you didn't want to be here.
Right.
It's just being able to have something without trouble, and it's like I kind of want to keep it. Like also with like friends and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get more specific and just straight more specific.
No, you good.
I learned a lot. It's just I learned to definitely love myself.
Right.
And I learned what the things I need to work on it as a person, and my faults in a lot of my situations of why my life turned out the way it is. I think that's some of the biggest things I've learned. And also to be more gentle. Like I was very like, go, 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 and like a warrior. And it's like,
yeah,
life flows. It doesn't matter how hard you go against the grain. It's gonna flow.
Right.
It's gonna flow the way it's gonna flow.
Okay, so now we got some of the trauma out the way. Let's get into this music. Okay.
Yes.
So what is music to you?
Music to me is expression of oneself and who they are, and what they represent, and where they came from and where they're going. It's just the entire journey.
Wow, that's probably the best definition that I done heard of music. So, what's your creative process like?
My creative process? Well, typically I write from intuition. Like, I don't have to be experiencing what I'm writing. It could just be like, it's more intuitive for me. Like, I could just be feeling something. I'm like, I never experienced a love like this, but I'm going to write about it. Or I never experienced a heartbreak like this, but I'm going to write about it.
Right.
So that's kind of how I really just use my intuition. And, like, also, like, I start with, like an instrumental or, like, a beat or something. And I can just listen to the beat sometimes. I feel like the beat is kind of telling the story itself sometimes by itself.
Okay. And so you have any music out?
I released one song named R.I.P.
R.I.P. Okay.
I have not promoted it yet, but I do have some other adventures I'm working on. But R.I.P. that's specifically out on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube. That song is more about, dating the old version of yourself to become the better.
Right.
So it's very catchy in my opinion. But it's just me. I wrote
I'm
it.
gonna go listen to it. I'm definitely gonna go listen to it after this interview for real, because I definitely want to hear what you got going on. So how do you stay inspired and motivated while creating?
Oh man, I struggle a lot. A lot of times I look at myself. I'm like, girl, what you doing? There's like millions of other people trying to do what you're doing. Like no one want to hear you. And I'm like, man, just silence that voice and remember why you started.
Right.
That's my biggest thing. Like, remember why you started. Remember what you wanted. Like, why you doing it? Because I really learned that our gifts and our ability to write and stuff is not for us and our gratification to be seen and heard. It's to help someone.
Right.
Like everything. If you can cook, you're meant to help somebody who can't. Like it's just.
I need help with that.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like what you can do is meant to help others, and I realized that this is writing. I feel like writing specifically is more of what my niche is, but I haven't found anybody to sing what I write, so I'm like, I'm gonna sing it.
Okay. So, dang, I lost a train of thought after that one. But so, when you're writing, I know you speak on like helping others, but would you say it helps you too?
I want to say it helps, but I feel like at this point in my life, the only way you can help yourself is more than just getting it out. You also need to be trying to find a solution. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing I've kind of thought about recently. Like, hey, if you're going to talk about what you went through, you should also offer a way to out of it through your music if you're going to do that.
So as a creative, how do you protect your mental health while putting so much of yourself into your art?
The best way I say I protect myself is definitely through spirituality and like meditation and taking time to myself and keeping everything prioritized, not letting my life, having my stuff all over the place. Like I gotta go here, do that. No, just keeping everything in order and just really trying to stay grounded as much as possible while you do everything that you do.
So what's some things that you do for self-care?
I would definitely say self-reflect. I need to start exercising. I ain't gonna hold you, but but I definitely do meditate, and I do write, like personal, just what's on my mind. Just if it's just like let it free flow, just whatever. And sometimes I actually use those pieces to write as well.
Right.
But I just typically just like write what's on my mind, silence my mind, and read my Bible.
Okay. So, have you ever felt pressure to keep going when your mind or body needed rest? And how did you navigate that?
I would definitely say yes. Not with music though, but in my career, yes, because I've worked odd hours in different time zones and overnight and crazy schedules, and I'm just like, man, I need rest, but it's like, hey, if you rest, they gonna cancel your contract and you going home. So it's like that right there just kind of keeps you going.
And when you say contract, is it like career?
That
Why?
career, yeah.
Career wise, is this music or?
No, not music. It's with the hospital, so it's kind of like travel nursing, but it's
Okay.
yeah, I did it with the instruments.
Okay. And what does real empowerment look like for you in today's world?
Real empowerment. I would say real empowerment to me is to show the real you. Like a lot of times we go on the internet, people are like, oh, this empowerment, this and good do that, and it's like the true empowerment is the showing the human experience, like showing you break down, showing when you popping your shit and you doing your thing,
right,
and also show the slow periods. Like it's all that's empowerment to me, like being authentic and real as you are, not a facade or anything.
Okay, and what's one lyric, quote, or belief you hold that helped you push through your darker days?
I immediately thought about my song R.I.P. You no longer take from me, I buried the old me. Well, it's pretty much the whole song. Hold on, it's a part. It's a part in there. My sister's favorite part is, I'll be the villain in your story.
Dang, I got something like that in my song.
Really?
Yeah, I said, I'll be the villain. That's what they gonna say. Believe them. I'm in that era. That's like, I'll be the villain in your story. I'm cool with it. But I'm in that era too, though. Boundaries.
Boundaries, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely gotta listen to it now. So looking ahead, what's something your future self would be proud of you for today?
I would definitely say just getting started, taking a chance on your goals and your dreams in music, like just trying it.
Right.
Because when I say I could talk myself out of something, I can. And it's a horrible self-sabotaging habit I have. And that's why I'm like, earlier today, I went to the gym. I went to the gym in my apartment complex. And I went out there with my hair tied up, a hole in my shirt to this side, like all this side, chest showing, not the skin, but the broad. And like, I'm outside. I'm like, I'm going. Because if I stop, I'm going to go on this phone. I'm going to scroll. And it's going to be 2 hours later, and I'm not going.
Right.
So I literally just push myself.
What's one thing you want to leave behind in the music world that goes beyond just the sound of it?
One thing I want to leave behind in the music world?
Yeah. That goes beyond just the sound.
Well, it's definitely going to happen, but just talking about, like, luxury stuff, like, oh, I got Birkin this and that, it's dying, and I'm like, motherfuckers. Because I could finally hear some real music, because at this point, when everybody got a Birkin, because, China did their thing, we're forced to talk about real stuff, and we're forced to talk about funny experiences, good experiences.
Right.
Like, just forced to make good music.
Yeah, everybody about to have burgers now, so it's not going to be so special and so expensive if everybody can get it. If your younger self was listening to this interview, what would you want her to hear and feel?
Oh.
Inner child.
Oh, man. I said I was going, you want to make me cry.
That's what we want. Nah.
I would tell her, Sweet Pea, you're enough. You are loved. You're worth everything that you want. You deserve it. Keep pushing forward. It's not going to last long. It won't hurt no more. I would give her a big old hug.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to watch this and that's going to need that advice, for real. So, can you fill in this blank? I make music because...
I was not thinking about this. I make music because I learned that I am important and I belong in the world and I have a place in the world and that peace belongs to the world to be shared. I think that's the best I can do.
And before we wrap up, is there any advice that you would give to anyone that's going through anything that you've been through and anyone that's just having trouble with their mental health?
My advice to you is that what you're experiencing is the very same thing that's going to bring you your breakthrough. Your pain is literally what is meant. Your pain is you're on the negative side of what's meant for you. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you struggle with speaking up and speaking out, that's your gift. Your pain is showing you your gift. If you can't see the vision or you just can't see forward, that's your gift. You are able to see the future, like literally on a spiritual level, like with visions. Like our pain usually show our gifts. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get it out. Like,
no, you good. And what can we expect coming up from you, whether that be music or anything in life? What can we be on the lookout for?
It would definitely be some more music on the way. I have started some French projects, so I'm still learning the language, but thanks to technology.
Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? I took French in high school.
My school didn't even offer that. It's crazy.
I need to go put it to use, man. Okay, so new music on the way. Where can we find you on platforms and social media?
I would definitely say you can find me on YouTube and Instagram. I'm Breshay. I am Breshay.
Okay. So that's a wrap, y'all, man. Talks with Two, man. Another episode for season 2 down. I really appreciate you for giving me your time today and coming to tell a little bit about your story. I still feel like I ain't unpacked everything. But I don't know. We might come back for a part 2.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I know. I feel it. But, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Subscribe to us on all platforms, Talks with Two, and on YouTube. We out.
Don't let me fix my crown. Let me fix my crown. Let me fix my crown. Let me fix. Wait, hold on. Let me fix my crown. Let me fix my. Let me fix my. Let me fix. Wait, hold on. Let me fix my. I be the villain. That's what they gon' say. Believe 'em. I'm in that era. Disrupting my peace. Deleted. Blocked them. I was stuck as Sam Sarah.